This video is all about camp gathering. What is camp gathering? Camp gathering is whenever you just pick one spot where there's a lot of resources and you sit on it and you gather the mobs or the resources or whatever it is you're gathering as soon as they respawn. So interesting facts, tier 2 mobs here, they respawn in just 1 minute and they take 1 minute per stack, and each mob has 3 stacks. So you get a full yield every 3 minutes, and because tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 resources are all about the same price, it's pretty damn good money. It's about 200,000 per hour. I'm going to talk more about how you can increase this later. So this is testing tier 4 mobs, and we also have a 4.1 mob, which also, interesting enough, they changed it a while back where the enchanted mobs, enchanted resources have the same respawn rate, at least in tier 4s. I have not entirely tested tier 5s. Tier 5 is a little more complex. We're not testing tier 5 in this video, but so interesting enough, I see a lot of players that stand around in camp resource spots. They don't move, they don't roam, and I was wondering why, so I decided to do these tests and make this video, and I have found some shocking results. Now, one interesting thing is in the terms of service, the end-user license agreement, all that kind of fun stuff, you are allowed to play multiple accounts in the blue zone as long as they have premium and they are in separate zones. So what this means is that you can have you can do this in multiple locations at the same time. So if you make 200,000 per hour doing the tier 2 mobs, well, if you have 5 accounts running, you can make over $1 million per hour just sitting in one place and killing mobs every 3 minutes. It's insane. So tier 3 mobs, I did a test on those. They're not that impressive either. You can see here the results were only 63,000 an hour. But this is where things got interesting, because this is where I test 4.3 respawn timers. I test how much money you can make just camping these. I see a lot of players just sitting here camping these things, and they do it for a damn good reason, as you will find out, okay? I gathered all the data of how much this can make you, and the reason I'm doing skinning is because skinning is the most profitable gathering profession, because hide goes for more than stone, wood, all that kind of fun stuff, so that's why I'm testing it. Now, interesting enough, the 4.3 mobs have a spawn timer of 2 to 5 minutes, which is a little different than their tier 4 equivalent, which is interesting. Also, a lot of players came by exactly when this mob respawned to try to steal it from me, but because I have the 8.3 crypt candle, 8.3, skinning garb, and I have a pyroblast that casts really fast, does a lot of burst damage, I can usually, I was able to steal the kill every time in this video. So, yeah. So, this is actually a very, very profitable thing to do. This can actually outpace if you roam around skinning mobs. I'm not even joking, okay? Like, yeah, you won't level up your skinning as fast, but I'm already, tier 8 skinner, so I don't need to level it anymore. But this makes a huge amount of money. This can make anywhere from 400 to 800,000 per hour. Now, interesting enough, it does have a timer for how long these things stay enchanted. It is about 1 hour when I estimate it, because when I arrived on the scene, there were already 3 skeletons, which mean it had died 3 times. But all 3 skeletons were enchanted. And by the time it stopped respawning as enchanted, technically, based on the spawn rates, it was about 1 hour's time. So now that we know that, we can just calculate, how much money we make. And that's what I spend the rest of this video doing. This is I believe, I've sped it up for you, but it's like a 50-minute recording. And some more interesting math on this as well is if you eat a pork pie before harvesting the enchanted mob, you will make the cost of your pork pie back, but you will also make an additional 2,000 silver. So if you ever see one of these and you manage to tag and kill one, always, always, always eat a pork pie before harvesting it, even if it's the only thing you're going to harvest, assuming you're in gathering gear. Because, like I said, you will always make your money back and then some. You're basically just losing silver if you don't eat the pork pie. Which, unfortunately for this test, I did not have a pork pie active, but I did do the math manually because it's an additional 15% gathering yield, and it's really, really interesting. So, like I said before, it is not against the game rules to multi-box accounts with premium active in blue zones as long as they are in separate blue zones, and there are players that do this. I went into some interesting, some Russian discords, if you will, and talk to some people about how they make money and stuff, because I'm trying to, figure out video ideas, and they were telling me what they do is they'll have like 10 accounts that they play. They have 2 clients, the Steam client, they have a virtual machine with more clients, they have like multiple cell phones with clients, and they park their characters around, the blue zones, all in separate zones, and they stand around and they do exactly what I'm doing on the screen. They'll park their character there, and whenever the mobs respawn, they just kill them and skin them. Or whenever the plant, comes back to, whenever it bears fruit, they'll pick the plant, they'll mine the copper, whatever the hell it is, right? And they make multiple millions per hour doing this. Now, I'm just showing the results for, just me. I'm not multi-boxing. I don't have multiple gatherers. This is my only gatherer. Out of all my characters that I have, this Swolbenji character is my gathering character, okay? So, it's still interesting enough because this is still very decent silver for Blue Zone, but the thing that I like about it is that it's zero maintenance and it's mostly AFK. If you want something to do that'll make you silver in Albion Online while you watch anime, or maybe you're cooking dinner or eating soup or something, this is it. This is absolutely it. If you ride by a 4.3 enchanted mob, camp it. Do not let it out of your sights, because it will most of the time make you more money per hour than roaming the zone. And yes, I will say that while this is profit per hour, it's also, you're not spending that hour working. You're literally just AFK anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes at a time. You click a few buttons and you collect the money. So I even showed the profit per minute, which is 13,000 silver, and that's pretty nice too. Now, I will say that, yes, if I go roam a zone and I have the zone to myself in a blue zone, my record is 1.8 million per hour. That's the highest I've ever made, and the only reason I got that high is because I had like several baby drops. I had several of those learning fame tomes that drop for the gatherers that sell for over 100,000. And, I did find some enchanted mobs like the 4.3 shown here. So, yeah, that's how I made like 1.8 million an hour. But most of the time, it's maybe 900,000, maybe 1.2 million, 1.3 million, something along those lines, if I'm trying really hard. So here, you can see on screen, I'm just typing out every single time it respawns, and I'm keeping track of the time in the bottom right to see how long it takes until the next one spawns, and then I kill it, and then I show how much silver that's stacked up on the screen. It's just a really interesting thing. This is called camp gathering, because you're not roaming around skinning and harvesting everything. You're camping out in one place. As soon as it respawns, you pick it up, and then that's all you do. And this guy said hello, he runs off. Good times. I did consider that making this a members-only video, which, for those that don't know, down below, you can click join. It's $5 a month. It's like subscribing on Twitch, except it's here on YouTube. You get access to private, more personal videos. If you go to the link in the description, you can see a playlist of all the members-only videos. There's some really good ones. Sometimes it's just personal vids, but most of the time it's like really cool stuff like this that I generally wouldn't want the public knowing about. Anyway, guys, I'm Swolbenji. Thanks for watching. As always, be bro and stay swole. I make videos every single day on this channel, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss them. Leave a like. On the right side of the screen is a video that you should absolutely click. If you want to do group dungeons with me, there is a Discord link in the description. Join the Discord. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Make sure that you click the video on screen. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Take care, lads. Mwah. Take care. Yeah.